Hey YouTube world. Well, I have a special guest joining me today. I have my mom, and I'm going to interview her because she is actually the one that introduced me to Sisterlocks. At the time, I had traditional locks, and then I noticed my mother came with these smaller uniform locks, and that's how I got exposed to them. So let's learn a little bit more about her journey. Thank you for joining me, Mama.
You're quite welcome.
So, how long have you had your locks?
I've had Sisterlocks for about 9 years now.
Okay.
And you want me to just give you my journey? Okay. Before I retired, I had a very short afro. And after I retired, I did some consulting work for about 4 years. At that time, I had traditional locks, and I also did had my hair cut and did the 2-strand twist for a period of time. Then I happened to go to church. I was living in Houston, Texas, and I went to church, and there was a young lady, and I thought her hair was absolutely beautiful. She had Sisterlocks, and so I inquired about them and asked her about her loctician, and she gave me the information on that. And after that, I started my Sisterlock journey. Like I said, so I've had them for about 9 years. Every summer or spring, I have them cut back to above shoulder length. This year, I decided I would just leave them alone and let them grow for about a year or so, and then I'll determine what I want to do after that.
Awesome. So this is the longest I've ever seen you let them get.
That's correct. Usually I have issues with the seat belt in the car, getting my hair caught in it, so that's one of the reasons, and the heat is one of the reasons why I have them cut back going into summer.
Well, one of the things that I've seen in YouTube world, in social media world, some women, they struggle with finding like a good consultant. So with you, was it the lady at your church recommended somebody, or how'd you find someone to do your hair?
She recommended somebody, and I went to the lady that was doing her hair and did my first consultation with her. And then she also did my installation. And while I was in Houston, she did my hair for that entire time. Oh, I guess about 4 or 5 years before I moved to Charlotte and found someone here.
Cool. All right. Well, tell me you mentioned that you started wearing your hair natural before you were retired.
Correct.
And I find that a lot of women with Afro texture hair sometimes feel like they may not be perceived as professional if they wear their natural texture hair. Did you encounter any situations when you were either wearing your short afro or when you were wearing natural locks or Sisterlocks? Did you ever encounter anything that kind of made you feel like you were not being perceived as a professional with your natural hair?
No, I didn't have any issues with my natural hair, even with the afro. I didn't wear the traditional locks while I was employed in the regular workplace. I did wear those when I was doing consulting work. I think probably the greatest concern, and I don't know that anybody else had a concern, but I think you have to keep your hair as professional as you keep your career. If your hair is professionally done, you're neat and tidy, I don't think the vast majority of individuals will have any concern about it. So, I mean, I didn't have any issues anyway, and my supervisors didn't have any issues.
Yeah. I've always felt like anybody who is struggling with your natural hair, they're probably struggling with you, period.
That's correct.
Not just your hair. All right, so tell me, how long did it take for you to get your hair installed? Did you have to go multiple days in order for her to put your locks in?
No, I did not. I had my hair cut when I went to get my first installation. It was about 3 inches long. I didn't go in with real long hair, but it did take 8 hours for her to do my installation, and we just reserved the day for it.
Okay. What do you feel about women who are looking at the consistency that you have to have a nice, well-maintained head of Sisterlocks? What would be your advice to them around the consistency? Have you been consistent in your upkeep Because somebody might look at your hair and say, oh, I want that. Well, what did it take for you to be able to have your hair to look like that almost 10 years later?
Well, it's a commitment, just like any other hairstyle that you have. It is a commitment, and you have to have it maintained. You cannot go 6 or 7 months and expect it to look lovely. You do have to either every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks, and you have to be consistent in the care of your hair to make it look like you want it to look.
Yeah.
So no. I didn't have any issues because I made the commitment that it was what I wanted, and I was going to do what I needed to do to make it look like what I wanted it to look like.
Yeah. In the Sisterlock community, you have some people that like to try to get to the point where they self-maintain. Sisterlocks even offers a retightening class. Did you ever go to a retightening class, or were you ever interested in maintaining your hair yourself?
Absolutely not. I'm not, no, did not have that level of commitment. I wanted it done by someone else, and I wanted to do it as frequently as it needed to be in excellent condition. But no, I had no desire, still have no desire to take any class to maintain my own hair.
What do you like about wearing your hair in Sisterlocks? What do you like about it?
Well, I like the many styles that you can wear when you have Sisterlocks. I usually don't wear my hair down, but I did for the purpose of this interview. But the styles and the consistency in the care of your hair and the quality of how your hair is when you maintain it. That's what I like about it.
Is there anything about Sisterlocks that you don't like?
No, the only thing that I had about as far as a like or dislike is, like I said, when it gets a certain length. This is new for me. I usually don't let it grow this long, but I'm just trying something different. So we'll see how that works out.
What are some of your upkeep recommendations? So, you know, what is your routine? Aside from going and consistently getting your retightening on your schedule with your loctician, what else do you do? Are you washing? How often are you washing? Are you oiling your hair? What do you do to take care of it?
Yes, I do. I wash my hair every 2 weeks, and I do use certain products. I have no buy-in to these products. They're just things that I started out with. I use Carol's Daughter leave-in conditioner and shampoo periodically, and then I use a tea tree shampoo and conditioner, not at the same time, but periodically. I do use the Jamaican castor oil for my scalp, and I use Tame, I forget the exact name of it, but I use it for a moisturizer in my hair. And sometimes I use a smoother for the edges of my hair. And that's by Carol Daughter. But like I said, I don't have any vested interest in any particular one. You just find the one that works well for you, and those products do work well for me.
Did you find when you started your Sisterlock journey? So for example, my hair slips a lot, and we have different hair textures. So one of the main things that I was being told was, don't put anything in your hair. Your hair likes to move and kind of get out of these locks and have a lot of slippage. And so I needed to be really careful around water, moisture, spritzing, all of that. What was your journey like? Were you able, even in the beginning, were you able to moisturize your scalp? Did you require that? Because I didn't really require that. Did you?
I did not use a lot of moisturizer starting out, but the texture of my hair is differently, so I didn't have the slippage that you experienced with yours. Mine did lock very well quickly as I started my journey, but I did use moisturizer periodically.
Okay. All right. And guys, I'm just checking my questions here, make sure I capture everything that we wanted to talk about. So how often are you now going to get it retightened?
I get it retightened every 6 weeks.
Okay. Okay. And then if you wanted to help someone who's trying to decide, or they're just investigating, they're curious about Sisterlocks, if you wanted to give them one last little tidbit about it, what would you tell them?
I would say with any hairstyle, you have to make the investment, and I think you need to make the investment and the decision wisely, because if you're going to keep your hair looking good and in good condition, you are going to have to get your retightenings done. and take care of your hair just like you would do with any style. So that's the only advice I would give.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mama. Now everybody's gonna want to see your hair.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give everybody a little preview. She's got the back curled here right now, so it's not really gonna hang down as much. But as you see here, I've never seen Mom wear it this long. So this is giving you an idea about where she is. If you had an ultimate goal, what is your kind of goal length?
Oh, right now it's like right at shoulder blade level, no longer than that. I couldn't tolerate the ones that I see at the waist level and longer. That is not for me. But if I could get it to let it grow to shoulder, shoulder blade level.
Yeah.
That's where I would go.
All right.
And that's where I'm headed.
Okay. Well, Mom, I thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Mama doesn't usually jump on videos and social media and all of this, so.
Absolutely not.
I'm glad she joined me today. And so with that, we hope you are having a great week, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, I don't have no questions. We ain't gonna do much interviewing without the questions. Oh.
You're all on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of them.
I'm telling you, Mom, it's so fun.
Yeah, I'm glad it's fun for somebody.